Alright, so today we're going to be working on a cherry mantle. It's actually on a bumped out fireplace. It's about a 62 by 32 countertop that's going to go on top. The client wants it to be live edge on all three sides, so we're going to do a triple miter, and it'll be a triple glue up formed into a triple miter. So let's get started. Alright, so we've got layout done. We're basically going to take all these boards. I've got to get to something that's about 32 wide here and 36 long on the main front section. We basically picked all of our really nice live edges. The client chose to have a pretty straight live edge. So from here to here will be the first live edge. Then from here to there will be the front live edge. And then from here to here will be the other live edge. I'm basically standing in the fire pit, and this is the whole back wall. So this whole section will get filled with wood, and we'll start piecing it in and getting it glued up. Alright, we have gotten all of our rough cut pieces pulled together here. You can kind of see the general shape with the white crayon lines. Start to kind of pull it all together. We've oversized everything, so across the front here, we have to finish at 62, and we're about 65 right now. We have to finish at 32 depth, and we're at 42 right here. So by the time we trim out our sapwoods and our bads, we should be pretty good. Same on the sides here. We have to finish at 32 long and 32 wide. And so right now we're sitting at 36 long and 41 wide, same over here. So next steps here is we're gonna get everything trimmed down to closer size, get ourselves pretty close, and then we'll do final trims and edge joint, domino glue. We've got all three glue ups done. You can kind of see the layout here. Glue ups went pretty well, and we ended up not using any dominoes. We just edge jointed and glued, and everything's really flat. And so we'll let this dry overnight, and we'll get it on the wide belt sander tomorrow. next day. What we've got done today, we got everything declamped. We've now run it through the wide belt sander, so now everything's sanded up to 80 grit and down to about 1 5/8". We're going to now start laying out all of our miters and get this next section glued up. All right, we are in the client's house. We've got the cherry mantle mounted on top of the fireplace. You can see it's just a sheetrock finished under. What we're gonna do here is we've got it tucked in tight, and we are using a washer and a pencil scratch pick, and we will lay it up against the wall, making it perfectly spaced, and we will trace our line all the way across, and then we'll come in with a jigsaw and we'll cut that back off so that when we're done, it'll nest right up tight up against the wall. All right, we've got it back outside. We've got our DeWalt's jigsaw. We've got a down cut bit so that we're gonna minimize the chip out on the top, and we're gonna scribe this line full length. All right, we've got the scribed. You can see how unstraight the wall is. So now that it's scribed and will fit perfectly flush up against the wall. Take it back in, show you the end result. All right, we have did our final test fit. You can see all these gaps. This was almost 1/4 of an inch right there off the wall, and it was bouncing back and forth all the way through there. So we now have everything scribed up, fitting well, and now we'll go ahead and measure for our metal bracket underneath, get finished up. All right, since we were here last, we went ahead and got the mantle fully finished. It's out in the truck. We'll be bringing it in a second. We built this custom bracket to be able to screw down into the studs that are on the top of this, and then our mantle will rest on top of here. We'll go ahead and have 3 mounting points on the front, and we have a couple of recessed mounting points right here on the very edges. All right, we've got the bracket mounted. We've got our cherry live edge mantle here. Go ahead and get this thing fit. Remember from last time we scribed it to fit right tight up against the wall. So everything should slide right in place. Beautiful. get it measured out and screwed down. Get you some final picks in a second. All right, we've got it fully installed, screwed down to the bracket. We've got the slotted holes for to allow it to movement. This is a pretty cool project. We started from about 7 pieces of wood, got it all glued up, got our miters completed, scribed the back, took it back and spray finished, and now we're ended with our final piece.